Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about chains and song mode. Before we get into this, a number of people have reached out to me and asked me if the tutorial series is done, and it absolutely isn't. I still have outlines for at least 8 more videos, so I'm going to put a listing of those in the description so that you know what's coming up. I'm releasing these videos pretty much as I make them or once every few days. So if you're watching this in real time, stay tuned. I've got more on the way. If you're watching this from the future, there'll be a nice playlist that you can see them all. I'll put a link up in the corner. All right, let's get to it. So many sequencers have chains, and what they basically are setting up a pattern or a sequence to play one after another. Now, the reason I think it makes sense to talk about chains and song mode in one video is because they're kind of related. Now, while many sequencers have some sort of chain mode or a way to string patterns together, I really like what Electron's done by introducing a song mode where it just makes it easier to edit those. Realistically, there's kind of two situations that you'd use chains. One is if you wanted to do an impromptu changing between patterns in a performance. And the other situation would be if you wanted to have the patterns go in a specific order because it was a song. And I really like that Electron made it so you can kind of use both, and they have song mode that's specific for if you want to program all these chains in a song. They made an editable interface for you to do that and ways to save your chains and save your songs into projects. So it's a subtle difference between chains and songs, but it's an important one in how you use it. So first of all, let's just go through how to chain patterns together. So I'm going to be using 3 different patterns named chain. The second one is called chain 2, and the third one, you guessed it, is chain 3. It's the same exact pattern, but I've changed the chords or the bass notes and everything that's playing together to be a 1-4-5 progression, like a blues or something like that. Let's listen to them first. So this is the first one. It's a 16-step pattern. That's it. And then the second one. Let's go to the third one. So what I did there was essentially chaining, but I did it manually by changing the pattern manually. If you wanted to program in those chains, all you have to do is hold down the pattern, and while you're holding down whichever pattern you want to play first, to press the second one, and it'll start listing it up at the top. So if I want to play pattern 5 first, I hold it down, then I press 6, and you'll see at the top of the screen that'll say H05, then H06. And that's it. That's how you play chains. And you can string a whole bunch of them together. Just make sure to hold down one as you press the other. So I can go to 6, then to 7. Let's play 7 again, then back to 6. Then we'll go to 5, and that'll be it. So let's hear how that sounds. That's going back down. Going to start going back up, and if you wanted to stop playing the chains, just go ahead and push whatever pattern you want to continue looping. If you want to save a chain to a project as a song, what you would do is go into the song menu, and you do that by pressing these 3 dots, and it brings up this little menu, and you can either switch the song mode on by pressing yes, or go to their menu or load a song. Let's just switch it on for now, and then this illuminates yellow. Now, if I push it and go to the menu, this menu right here is actually the same menu as if we were to go into our main menu and go to song, it's the same menu. So there's 2 different ways to get there. I'm going to clear the song that I was working on before this video. And we can see that in this project, you can have up to 16 songs. And I don't have any programmed in right now. So as you can see, it says song 1, it's empty. Let's make a song. So you push the button and then we have our menu, load, and edit is the right arrow. When we push that, this is our main screen for editing songs. Now you can do a couple of different things. You can insert the different patterns in manually, which is what I actually find to be easiest. Or you can press yes and create from a chain. Let me show you how to do it by inserting rows manually. Creating rows from chains is pretty straightforward, but I really think that where song mode shines is your ability to kind of go in and edit things prior to playing songs and manipulating it exactly how you want it. So this is where I think song mode works best. So let's make this play somewhat like a blues progression. To enter in a new row, you press function down, and then we have our first row right here. Now you can give it a label, so you click yes, and you can call it, they give you a bunch of pre-made ones like rise, fill, solo, verse, chorus, bridge, outro, intro, things like that. Or you can just click pattern name and name it whatever you want. The second editable area is you have to actually select your pattern. Now, what's interesting about this is even though there are a bunch of different parameters here, and on all the other pages, the parameters associated with this specific data knob, it doesn't work that way on this one. On this one, you have to highlight which one you want to edit. Oops. You have to highlight which one you want to edit, and then you can use any of the knobs to change it. So if you hold down function, we go to H, that's where my chains are, and H5 is chain. So that is as I scroll through it, it changes the label. I selected pattern name, so you can see chain 2, chain 3. The next editable area is how many times you want it to repeat. Let's set it to 2. This is how many steps you want it to go through. So if you wanted to go maybe just 8 steps before repeated, or something like 10 steps. So I should note too that before we can actually play it, we need to load it first. So let's just do that right now and load. It's untitled right now, but we're gonna load the song. And let's hear what it sounds like with 10 steps. See how it's just stopping at 10 steps? And that's because of this setting right here. So we're going to set it to 16 steps because it's a 16-step sequence. And then you can obviously change the tempo to whatever you want. That's going to be the first step in the chain, first pattern in the chain. Now let's have it be chain 2. We'll do the same thing. Chain, and then let's go back to chain 1. We'll make this a blues progression. Go to chain 3, and then back to chain 1. It's not really a blues progression, but whatever, you get the point. So this is like a nice little chord progression that we got going on. And then you can also decide, do you want the whole song to loop, or do you want it to stop at the end of the song? For our case right here, let's just stop it. And you can see up in the top of the screen, it's telling you where you are in the song. And then it stops. Now, you can also bring up the menu and choose to loop it. And that loops a specific row. Then it continues the song. And if you set the end loop, it loops the entire song. Finally, don't forget to save your songs to the project by clicking yes. You can choose up to 16 different songs per project. Let's just save it right here. And we can enter in a name. And let's just do demo. Click yes to save, and it's been saved. There it is. So that's how you use song mode. I hope this helped explain the difference between chains and songs and how to use song mode. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, thank you so much, Perfect Circuit, for making this tutorial series happen. We really appreciate you. I put affiliate links to Perfect Circuit in the description of all my videos, so make sure to check them out. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.